everybody, well today I'm going to be doing some resin work. I have got a nice 30cm diameter round canvas. I've mixed up my resin, which is a 1:1 ratio, which I find is the best because you haven't got to worry about getting your correct amounts. So basically I measure with a cup and then I mix them two together, and now what I'm going to do is put it into separate cups so then I can colour it with my different pigments or paints and so on. Now I'm going to be using different coloured paints. This here is an aqua green. I like the PBO paints. They have quite a good strong pigment in them. So I'm going to mix a little drop of that. You don't need much because I'm not really using a great deal of resin, as you can see. And we're going to give that a bit of a mix. Just make sure that it is thoroughly mixed before using it. Now I'm going to be adding some nice blue turquoise paint. Next we're going to be adding some phthalo turquoise. I love this colour, absolutely love it, especially in seascapes. It's got a lovely sort of green essence to it as well, especially when you mix it with a bit of white. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to be adding some cobalt blue. This is just regular crafting paint. It's not the best paint, but it does the job. It's fine for mixing with resin. And finally, this is actual just resin pigment for, especially for resin, and you don't need much of this, and it's always best to mix this before using as well because it can become a little bit hard. So I'm giving it a good mix. Then sometimes it's always best to keep this sort of stuff pigment in a warm place so that it stays pretty liquid, otherwise it does tend to go quite solid. So just a small bit, and I'm mixing it in with the resin. Now I'm ensuring that my board is pretty level. What I use is old yoghurt pots or rice pudding pots, these are to be precise. I have some mixing sticks there in each colour, so I don't want to mix the colours. And now I'm just going to go for it and apply whatever suits whenever. So I'm just going to make it up as I go along really. But these colours are sort of like the sea colours, and that's what I'm aiming for. I'm starting off with the cobalt blue, which is the darkest colour, and then what I shall do is I will gradually go from dark to light, because I think that's the best way to do this, and that's what you're going to see me doing next. So now I'm going to just pour on this lovely blue. You can either use the stick or just pour it directly from the cup. Now I'm going to use some of the phthalo turquoise. I love this colour so much, and I'm just going to drape that into the blue. You can change this as much as you like, you can do your own design, it doesn't really matter. But I love this mix of colours. Like I said, it's very reminiscent of the sea. Now I'm going to go for some of the turquoise. Going in again with some more of the phthalo turquoise, and I'm going to actually go over some of the other colours that I've got here. I'm not mixing it in thoroughly yet, just doing little strips here and there. Then I shall gradually lighten the colour as I go down the canvas with the other aqua green, which I'm picking up right now. I do like this colour, I think it's lovely, I really like it. It's amazing what effects you can get using different pigments in resin, and you know, I do enjoy this process, and it's so easy to do as well. As long as you mix your resins correctly, then you shouldn't have a problem. And obviously you don't want to mix too much pigment, because you don't want to change the composition of the resin too much, otherwise it won't dry properly, it could be tacky and so on. I find that using the more expensive paints or proper resin pigments are the best way to go, as opposed to watery paints and stuff like that that aren't very colourful. So yeah, so I'm going in again now, some darker. This is the phthalo turquoise again. And then eventually I will go into the white, so I think I'll leave it with you and you can carry on watching. Now, as you've just seen, I have been gently sweeping each colour into the other, not too much because I don't want to make one colour. If I mixed it too much, like I say, it would just really blend into one colour. This way you're going to get different colours as you go down the canvas. I am also trying to get as much as I can around the edges of this canvas board. This is not the best canvas board because it's got, like, where they've put the canvas stretch the canvas over, you can see the folds in the canvas as it goes round. So I think wooden panels are best for this. I've just dropped paint on the floor, sorry. I think wooden panels are much better for this sort of thing. And then you can paint them first, prime them first, and then do your resin work. So yeah, I am enjoying this process though. I really love it. Yay, here we are with the white. I love white resin. It really does add so much. I like it in a piece of resin work. I don't know why, it just really pops, makes the other colours pop as well. That's what I find, especially for lacing and stuff like that, when you want to use a blowtorch and so on. That's often used when you're doing the like, you know, these people that do these oceanscapes, and they do this lovely white lacing. In fact, I did achieve this at the end with this, and it does look quite nice, but I did not use any clear resin, and I didn't use more than one layer of resin either. What I mean is I didn't let it dry, then go over it again. Now it's time to put a little bit of white in the middle. This does give off quite a nice effect, and so there you're going to see me just a little bit on the stick, just draping it across. Out comes the blowtorch, and I have the pointed nozzle on the front, and this helps to push the resin up where I actually want it to go, and can cause a bit of like lacing. At the minute I'm deciding which way to blow it from. There we go with the fingers. I didn't quite have all the canvas covered, so there I'm pushing more onto the canvas. And coming from the bottom, I'm pushing up into the colours. This really does give a lovely effect, and I'm doing the same with the other white that's at the top there as well. Yeah, so you don't want to overdo it with the heat, because you can actually burn the resin and then it can go yellow, which isn't nice. So you do want to be careful not to overdo it. And I will get out the smaller blowtorch in a little while. This here is a heat gun, so now I'm pushing it up, then pushing it back down again, mixing the colours to give it the effect that I want. You can choose how you want yours to look, but I must emphasise, please don't really overheat the resin, because like I said, it will burn. Yeah, I'm quite liking this. This is turning out really nice. I absolutely love it. You don't want to push too much of the resin off the edge either, because you'll be left with, you know, minimum amount. You can always go over it again with more resin if you have it. I think I just about used all my resin up. And now I think I'm trying to get the blowtorch sorted, and I had trouble trying to turn it on. So I'm going to cut this little bit out. Here we go with the blowtorch. I finally managed to get it on. This helps to create cells. So what I mean by cells is you'll find little round, tiny round or big round circles in the resin, giving it a bit of a lacing effect. Yeah, so I think that's looking pretty nice. And in a minute I'm going to pick up some glass. It's like crushed mirror glass. It comes in little pots, and I love this stuff. You can also use other cut glass as well. I've got some clear glass, but I'm going to be using the mirrored glass in this, and I'm going to just tip some not all over, but all the way along the bottom, however I feel I want to do it. I ended up picking up with my fingers. I was a little bit worried because I didn't know how sharp it was, but it's not actually that bad. It really does give off a lovely sparkly effect as well. Here I am just sprinkling it in at the moment. I do think I'm pretty sure I got yeah, there you go, I'm pouring now. So yeah, sometimes it gives off that geode effect. And who doesn't love a bit of glitter, a little bit of sparkle as well? I'm using this stuff here at the moment, and it's got a lovely blue tinge to it, and I'm just laying it in however or wherever I want it. I do find resin with glitter in makes the glitter really sparkle that much more than just applying it on, you know, a normal painting without any coating over the top. I love how this is looking. You can just about see. There we go. I'm in one of my favourite glitter now, and that is it's a, let me think, what's it called? Iridescent. It's like an iridescent silver, but it's got all different colours in it, but it's absolutely lovely. I love that colour. And then I'm sprinkling some of that in. I don't want to overdo it with the glitter, because you can overdo it, and I don't want to do that. Now I'm going to go back in with a little bit of white, and just to give it that extra little bit of I don't know. I think it's just down to preference at the end of the day and how you feel. There again with the blowtorch, but I'm trying not to blow too much because I do not want to disturb the glitter and the silver crushed glass. So I think that's all I'm going to do to that at the moment. I'm pretty certain I did stop at that, and it's looking pretty nice. Oh, here we go. So this helps also with popping any bubbles as well, because you don't want bubbles in it. And it's always best to leave resin to dry or cure in a warm room. I usually have a dehumidifier going so that it helps take moisture out of the room, and I always make sure the heating's on as well, and I always cover my resined work. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I'm gonna let you watch this for a little while just to take it all in, and there we go. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, I'd love it if you could subscribe. That would be great. I will be doing a lot more of this now because I have recently changed from my embroidery, which I started out in my channel, but I'm actually an artist at heart, so I will be back with more resin work, more art, and so on. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon.